thought I could do a little quick activity in terms of my Canadian player rankings because we definitely had some movement in there. I think I have SGA one because he's just so solid and consistent on a regular basis. I think that's what separates him and Jamal Murray at the top, where Shea is now carrying this team by himself. He has complementary guys who are athletic and play some defense and can shoot at a reasonable clip, but this is Shea's team now, and he's been able to put up great numbers every night, and he plays solid defense too, and he does everything that this OKC team needs him to do, whereas I have Jamal Murray too, because I think his ceiling may be higher to be an absolute flamethrower, but in the regular season, like his bubble performance was not indicative of his career to this point. Jamal Murray is very inconsistent. He'll have the nights where he could put up 50, but he'll have the nights when he'll put up 5 and be non-existent.
I can actually speak directly to that because I watched the Utah Jazz Denver Nuggets game last night where Jamal Murray put up 24 points in the first half. So on point for one of those 50 or on pace for one of those 50-point nights. And then I think he had 2 points in the second half and went 1 for 8.
Yeah.
And there was just some poor decision making on plenty of the shots I saw him take there.
Yeah, you're just looking for him to really put it together, and maybe that's docking a couple points off of the point total for him that he averages. Maybe it's going from 25 to 21, but then you're getting 21 every night. And I think that's the next step that Jamal has to take is he just has to figure out how to make it more consistent. Number 3 on my power ranking, I guess I'd have to go with this is a tough one. I guess Andrew Wiggins, just because when it comes down to it, even if people have their qualms about Andrew Wiggins and he's overpaid, sure, whatever, get past it. He is a guy that there's not too many guys in the NBA who can just get you a bucket. There's a lot of athletes. There's a lot of guys who will play great defense and they'll be in the league for a while because they play great defense. But you get yourself that kind of money by being able to score the basketball. And that's something Andrew can do really well. And I think he's only going to get better this season playing with Draymond and Steph and fitting in nicely to that Warriors system. So yeah, Andrew Wiggins, still number 3 on my power rankings. I'd probably have Dylan Brooks 4th because of what he provides for that Memphis team, the two-way presence. When John Morant was out the last couple of weeks, Brooks was basically running their offense and probably guarding the best wing on the other team. And so he doesn't necessarily put up the same kind of numbers as these top 3 guys that I just mentioned, but he's really, really solid and he's super gritty. And I love that about him. I think at 5, it's a toss up between 3 players. I'd probably go with Chris Boucher at 5 just because of how he's been playing recently. That's what's so great about power rankings is you can switch them day by day. It's not set in stone. And he's been excellent for the Raptors, providing energy off the bench. He's been making everything it feels like and blocking everything it feels like. So definitely he'd be 5 right now. I'd put Nickeil Alexander-Walker at 6 just because he gave some good life to the Pelicans the last couple of games and has had his career high, I believe, a couple nights ago. And he's a guy who, like, him and Shea are cousins, and you can tell because they have a lot of similarities in their body type and in the way they play. And I think Nickeil Alexander-Walker has lots of room to grow. And when he's got like JJ Redick, Steven Adams, Zion, Brandon Ingram around him, then he can really focus on playing to his strengths because he's got all these other great guys who can finish for him, who can move the ball around. And he's usually the open shooter at the end of those possessions. And then, wow, that pushes RJ Barrett all the way to 7. And I think that's too low for him. It's just some of these other guys have had really good play recently. But RJ Barrett definitely could be, although as high as 3 on this list, if he really put things together. I think he's still working his way through figuring things out. He'll have nights where he'll shoot 1 of 8 from 3, and he'll have nights where he kind of disappears on the defensive end, but the potential's still there. And he's going to get a ton of minutes this season playing for Tom Thibodeau. So he's going to have the opportunity to put up numbers. I guess we'll kind of stop there. We'll put Lou Dort 8 because of what he's been doing and the great defense that he plays. But I don't think we need to go further than that. If I had to pick 9 and 10, I'd probably go Brandon Clark 9 and then Corey Joseph 10. And you still got guys like Kelly Olynyk, Kem Birch, and I think and Trey Lyles even and Dwight Powell. Oh, I completely forgot about Tristan Thompson, who's definitely in there as well. But it just shows that Canadian basketball, we've probably got 12 or 13 solid rotation players now in the NBA, which we haven't had ever. And the growth of Canadian basketball is great to see. You got Andrew Nemhard coming from Gonzaga next season. He should be a first round pick. And I'm excited for what this team could do. I think FIBA's coming up this year. They're in a group with Greece and China, and who knows? Maybe we got a shot at making the Olympics for the first time in a while. And if all these guys end up playing, then I could see that happening. So I hope that these kids kind of remember where they came from and would be proud to play for Canada because they are tearing it up in the NBA.